there, welcome and welcome back to the whole bucket, and let's make journals 100% junk edition. So today we're going to take a little bit of a break from the actual journal making. I'll show you what I did though, or how it turned out after I tied it together with my little bows, just to show you where we're at and remind you what's been going on. We glued a paper down for the front flyleaf. My son, I think it was, no, my husband maybe, somebody pointed out that this looks like mold. It is not mold. It's the onion skin stuff. Oh my, okay. And, you know, I think it might be flour remnants too. Vellum, some of the papers we dyed. We got some stuff going on. But this is actually holding together really well. None of the pages ended up glued together, which is kind of astonishing considering how I bound the signature in. And that's it. That's it. But what we're going to need to do now is decorate this book and fill it with tags and pockets and, you know, whatever fun stuff we think should be in there. And in order to do that, we need some different supplies. So what I've done, I believe that when I first announced I was going to do this, I said, if you want to be ready, get something that makes color. And honestly, it can be anything. I didn't know if I should pull out a bunch of different stuff that makes color so I could show you what you can do with different things, or I should just pull out one so that I show you you only need one and it doesn't matter what you do. I pulled out the only two things I could really find at the time was colored pencils and watercolor paints. I also have to the next to me, to the side of me, just some generic sort of pens. Like this is just, you know, a plain old writing pen. I have a couple plain old pencils or markers over there. So we might end up doing a few different things, but I'll hopefully give you some ideas and some inspiration. The very first thing I'm going to do couldn't be simpler. So I have a plain old set of watercolor paints. This has a lot of colors in it, right? But it's still just the it's just the kind that you would give a kid for elementary school, right? There's zero fanciness about this. First, I'm just going to spray it down to get everybody started. And I couldn't decide what colors I wanted to use. And when I was pulling out stuff to do our coloring on, I noticed that this was in my scrap box. So if you have any piece in the garbage you collected, you know, the junk part of the junk journal that you collected to make this journal out of, that has colors in it that you like or that you want to use, take inspiration from that. I wasn't planning on using this napkin, but now I am. So I'm going to use violets to the red, violets to the blue, and various greens. That's like anything in this department. But then this is all going to be neutral and this is all going to be contrasting. So anything goes, really. And what I don't like later, you know, we'll find a way to cover it up or not use it or put it on the next project or whatever. So as much as I wanted an inspiration, and you should choose an inspiration, don't stress it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't overstress it. So I'm just getting the whole thing wet, the whole palette wet. Here, let me move over a little bit. I got too much on my desk. There we go. And let me turn on more light because it's kind of dark. Aha! I can see. And the camera is still too close, even though I pulled it up quite a ways. Okay, so let's start with one of the colors that looks like it's absolutely going to be used. A nice violet to the blue. I'm not painting anything specific, so I'm going to go like this. And when the paint runs out, I'm going to use another color. I'm going to get my brush wet again and then go in the violet to the red, which, or more to the red actually, which might be kind of this one. I don't know. We're going to see. Sure, that'll work. Then let's pick a more blue. I think I'll go down here. This paper was definitely not meant to have this much water on it. It's okay. It just doesn't matter. Let's see. Let's go with this color. This is sort of orchid, isn't it? Let's do some more of that right here. Whoops, and a little more of whatever I just mixed up. Whoa, right here. Okay, now I'm going to leave this now. I'm going to tear this off and move it aside and just do a whole different page. Let's let this one dry a bit. Whoops, or, you know, tear it. That works too. Alright, I'm going to move that aside. We're going to let it dry. And, somewhere, how about right there? And make another one. So, I got this really cool toy. Do not think I endorse this or am saying you need one, because I've only used it the first time right now, so for the last 2 minutes. But watch this. Clean water. Well, okay, when I put it over here, it will be flat, and then it will fill up with clean water. Look. When it gets too dirty again, you push the button, and it flushes the water into a tank and fills it up with clean water. I thought it was so fun, I just had to get one. Let's do some greens. I'm going to use this green that looks like I've never used it at all. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the greens. As in just these X's that kind of cross each other. Yeah, like this. This is good. Let's go. Wow, I use greens a lot. All of my greens are really low. Let's add some of this orange to a green. Actually, let's add this orange right here to this green that I don't really use much and see what we get. Should be kind of brownish. Totally is. I mean, we're adding some yellow, which is already an ingredient in green. But we're also adding some red, which is going to mute it. So we're getting a brownish green. That totally makes sense, and I kind of love that color. Let's try another one. We'll do that same orange. And let's go with this blue-green that also looks barely touched. This one's heading more toward the blue, though, so let's see what we get out of that. Okay. That's all I want from this. Now I'll set this aside. And I'm going to do one more notebook page. And this time it's going to be all the contrasting colors. So I'm going to do this row of red and orange. And maybe a couple of the neutrals on the other end. We'll see. But at least this row. And I'm gonna do the flushing for fresh water too. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna have way too much fun with this painting center. I wanted to do so much fancier for you guys so I could, you know, show different kinds of things that you can do, maybe technique-wise and stuff. I really don't think it's necessary for what we're doing right here today. This is probably better, but the only reason I didn't is because I can't find my paintbrushes. I have like 5 million of them. I don't know where I put them. I have a great big box of paintbrushes. Can't find them anywhere. Alright, well, whatever. I'm sure they'll show up. Same diagonal Xy stuff. No fancy brush strokes. None of that cool stuff that real watercolor people do. I met a watercolor artist just today and she made some of the coolest stuff. I'm so jealous. Let's move down to this red. She was quite talented, that lady. Let's go to the orange. I don't like orange. Never have. Not my favorite color. I'm starting to like it though. It's a little weird. I'm starting to like orange. I'm starting to like yellow. I never used to. Last one. Let's get a little more of that previous color right here. Now I thought I might add some neutrals to this, but I think I've decided that I will make a completely neutral page. So I have the 2 pages of the colors that I chose because they match the napkin, right? Now I have 1 page of contrasting color. And I'm going to do a page of neutrals. So the black, the white, the gray, the brown, blah, blah, blah. You could do this exact same thing I'm doing with a pattern or lines or just scribbles or whatever. What am I trying to think of? With crayons or markers or colored pencils like I'm going to be using in a little bit. Not a ton different. Just kind of the same deal. I don't know what this is because it looks very purple to me, but it's in the black and grays. So maybe it's just a color I made a mess of, which would totally make sense because I would do that. Since all I'm doing is grays, I'm not getting a whole lot of different values, am I? Let's do the browns. There's not even much in the brown department because it goes straight from a brownish to an orange. But, I mean, that's because you can really make browns easy. So, that's too red. I think I'll just pull some random blue and change the brown tone a bit. Just going to add a little more black because I don't have any really deep shadows here. I'm doing the same thing I always do, over mixing. There, we got nice colors, or nice neutrals. Got some browns, grays. This is actually just really a purple. I mean, let's not call it what it is. It's purple, but you know, that's what happens when you get your paints all dirty. And I often get my paint a big fat mess. Okay, so we did all that out of lined pages. I'm going to set this aside. So if you also used some old notebook for a bunch of your pages in your journal, or for tea dyeing, go ahead and use that. What else can we do though? Like, for one thing, we have some tea dyed pages over here that didn't wash out the way I wanted them to. Or, you know, it was kind of just a test. So I don't really want this, right? It's already tea dyed, but I don't need Scholastic book pictures. And if I do, I got enough of them. I have a lot of these. So I'm going to put this watercolor away. And pull out the other one. This is all metallics. And I'm going to do basically the same thing with this as in just random design painting. Nothing, I'm not painting a picture of a thing, right? I'm just going to do that. Get some fresh water in my cool water fountain. Clean my brush a speck. Goodness sakes. That is filthy. Probably still gonna be. Yep. One more flush. One more flusheroo. Then I just don't care. Okay. So, I'm going to do the same thing here, only I think I'm going to go stripes. So, I think I'll start with a black stripe. Just kept running because it didn't sit right. Good to know. I didn't know it could do that. Okay, I'll start with a black stripe and then I'll go to a white stripe. And let's see, so this is going to be sort of neutral. Well, it's neutral in one direction anyway. Let's go contrasting the other direction. So I'll do blue like that, or I mean black and white like that, and I'll do this metallic red-orange like this. And then maybe yellow? Yeah, let's go yellow. One more yellow stripe, please. Okay, then let's go back the other direction and do another black stripe. And another white stripe, or because I left it all a mess, how about another gray stripe? Oh, good grief. Take care of your paints better than I do. Okay, then I'm going to go back to the other ones again. The contrasting colors. Let's go to this mid-orange. Whoops. Wrong orange. Can't see where I need to go. About right there. How about right there? And then let's go to the light orange and go right next to it. I think that's it. Okay, we're gonna let this one dry now. This one's so flippin' wet. You know what we can do? We can get, let's get another piece of that same thing and lay it on here and soak some up. All right, not too bad. Okay, put that down there. Put this over to dry. And pull out another piece of something. What else have we got under here? Lots of packing material. Good grief. Let me try to find an envelope that doesn't actually still have a bill in it. That's not great. Yeah, I got one. Whoops, I almost knocked my paints right off my desk. Okay, let's use this. Throw that away. All right, let's do some painting on this with some metallic colors. And I think I'm gonna do greens on this and then do a little napkin experiment. So again, with the whole not cleaning my brush, you know, why would I start now? Okay, good enough there. I think on the other side, I'm going to use this blue-green. Way not enough water to do such a big space. You notice that I'm not looking for even coverage. I'm not doing anything fancy with this at all. You'll see why in just a little bit. And I don't even know if this idea is gonna work, but it might. So we're gonna do, this is our like experiment for the day. Almost everything is always an experiment with me, I think. All right, now I'm gonna grab a piece of this packing paper, because we might as well get we might as well get some color on one of these. I just threw my other paint set on the floor. I almost did it a minute ago, and now I did for real. Oh, here. I think I'll just do these 3 separate pieces. That one, this one, this one. Let's start with the small one. Alright, I want the blue to the purple. The blue to the purple. Don't overmix. So that's got some variation in it. That'll be good. Now, let's do the red to the purple. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pull this one off, because it's either got this pink, or, I mean, it's got red orange, or it's got pink red. but we're going to try to get the purple incorporated and not have it turn actual purple. I guess that's working, isn't it? Some red and some pink. And some purple. Yeah, that's actually working really good. I like it. Purple, pink. That was the bright that I didn't know if I wanted for sure, but I like it too, so it's good. That's good. Got a little corner of that. Now one more page. And what should we do here? I think I might try some squiggles, because squiggles are my favorite. So I think I'll go hold the paper still so I can squiggle better. It's terrible when your paper moves and you can't squiggle properly. It's just unacceptable behavior. Okay, let's get some of that blue on here. Blue-green, I guess, really. Now I'm going to do something that might end up looking like a thing, but it's not really a thing. Just throw in some dots at the ends of the squiggles. What if it ends up looking like flowers or bushes or something? It might. Oh, I doubt it, but it might. It's still going to give the hint of outside flower garden, isn't it? Because it's still greens and flower colors. Way to ruin your paintbrush, lady. What do you think? Leave this one to dry? What I think is I should stop throwing things on the floor. That would be great. What I think is we're going to close that one up, soak up some of this water with another piece, and see what happens. Whoa. Cool, look at that. All that metallic shine. Woo! So I like that. And I like this. Oh, and look, my desk is all metallic sheen. Protect your desk if you want to, people. For me, it's only watercolor. I don't care. I don't care. I should care. Can't be bothered, I guess. Can't be bothered to take proper care of my tools and toys. That's bad. I shouldn't admit that out loud. Alright. Here is something I want to try right now. So this is the napkin that I'm taking inspiration from. I think I've got the colors fairly good. Look at that. That is a good match to me. But those have a lot of color still, or a lot of water still on them, and this whole napkin doesn't. So I'm going to take part of this napkin and try it. That's cool. I don't know if we'll end up using it, but it's still cool. What about this one? Pretty cool. I wonder if I did this, would that get more up, and would I be sorry I did that? No, it wouldn't get more because it's not going to go all the way through. What if I did that? Now am I going to be sorry, or am I going to get texture in the watercolor, or does it make no difference? I don't know. Didn't make much difference that I can see. Either that or I just wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure. Alright, and then how about this one? I think I'm going to spray this one and then try it on this last section of napkin and see what happens. Ah! Don't stick to me. Well, I don't know what that's going to do, but it's got a little bit of color on those white bits. So we sure might use them for something. Alright, I am going to put a pause on, and we're going to come back when the papers are dry, and I'll show you what we're going to do with some of them. Okay, I'm back before everything is dried, actually, because I think I can move on with this particular thing, and then we'll see how the rest are doing. So if you've never done taking a napkin apart before, when you're using a napkin for what I'm about to do, you want to make sure that you only have one layer of napkin. Layers, napkins come in usually 2 or 3 plies. This is one from the Dollar Tree, so I'm betting it's only a 2-ply. But if you use a piece of tape to pull the plies apart, it will usually pull one up at a time. So I can pull this one off, and then I'll show you what to do next. To see if there's any more on here, just do the same thing with the tape to see if it pulls another layer up, and it didn't. It just pulled a hole right in the one layer that's left. So it was just a 2-layer napkin, and we have the layer we want, and I'm going to use it to cover this napkin with furler. So, I mean this envelope. napkin envelope, get it? Okay, so I am going to, it looks like this is a really good width for this envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on here in all the places that I want this napkin to stick. Everywhere but the window, because I want to be able to use that window. It is really okay if it covers a little bit of the window. So if it sticks in there somewhat, it won't matter too much to me. If it matters a bunch to you, you can protect the window with something or get it wet so you can easily get the napkin off. Or I will be peeling, and I will get it wet and peel the napkin off afterward. And you can always do that as well. So let me see here. I don't know how to do this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay the napkin down and put the envelope on it rather than the other way around, so I can see what I'm doing better, because I want to follow this stripe. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yep, like that. Now, the window is right here, and all I need to do is like get my finger wet a little bit and wet part of the napkin that's on the window, and then I can start peeling it away. I have to be careful because since I'm demonstrating this, see, I just did it. I'm going faster than you really should. Give your glue some time to dry. So I just pulled up this little section that I really didn't want to pull up because I have not let my glue dry properly. So glue your napkin down, the one ply, give it a little time to dry, then get your finger wet and you'll be able to pull the napkin away from the window. I think there are other ways to do this. Maybe better, more foolproof ways. This has just become the way I like to do it. So if you have seen this other ways, I am not doing anything particularly special here, right? There's nothing special about the way I'm doing it, is what I really mean to say. You should do whatever way works for you best. There we go. There we go. Whoops. Again with that, I didn't wait long enough. Can see where it pulled it away from the envelope too much. Certainly more than I'd want to. It helps to make sure the napkin I want to tear away is nice and wet. Because then of course it's gonna, you know, it kind of dissolves. I mean, it's napkin, so it's not exactly sturdy. There we go. Nice clear window though. Beautiful. Now, whoops. I gotta think about what I want to do for the back. And I'm wondering if I just take this and wrap it right around. I didn't do it all that straight, so I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to cut this off and then do the back a different way. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoops, 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 whoops. There we go. What I really want to see, and I don't think we'll be able to see till the whole thing is done and dries, is if that metallic paint that I painted on here first does anything for the napkin that's over it. Like, does it lend any color to it, or dimension, or I don't think it'll shine like the metallic paint shines. That would be a little, no, I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't really know what is going to happen, if anything. There we go though. We got a lovely napkin covered envelope. Okay. That is just lovely. I wish I could get rid of the glare so you could see it better. Now I think when I make this, it's going to be too tall for a book. So I could cut it off right here to make a pocketed or a windowed pocket and then have this piece separate. Or I could fold this up like this and have a pocket on the back and a side tuck on the front, just by folding it rather than cutting it. I think I won't make that decision right now, and instead I'll think of something I want to use to cover the back. I think I am going to just go ahead and use this. And see what that does, because this didn't cover, the paint that I soaked up didn't cover the napkin completely, right? So my question here is, will that let some of this watercolor metallic show through? And if so, how much and what will it look like? It should on this case, right? Because it's not printed. So we're going to find out anyway. I don't want that scraggly bit necessarily. Well, I accidentally set it down. Oh, I thought I couldn't get it back up, but I did. Okay. There we go. That's good right there. Now you can see it didn't reach all the way across the envelope, right? Because I didn't center it last time, but that's okay. We'll think of something else to do there. We'll have to do a stripe of something. And the answer is yes. That definitely lets the watercolor metallic come through, especially when you rip it. Oh my, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. All right, let's cut that off. And we'll cut this side off. I can't see what I'm doing. Flip it over so you can see the edge of the envelope so you don't wreck your cool toys. Okay. There we go. And this end. And then let's see what we've got going on. What have we got? We've got an envelope that we need to let dry, but that's looking pretty cool. I like it. I like it bunches. Alright, so if you had a napkin, go ahead and give this a try. If you did not have a napkin, but you do have an envelope, use one of the other pages that we just made to cover it with. In this case, I'm going to let this envelope go to the side and dry now. And let's see if we can pull up one of the first pages. If it's dry enough. It is dry enough. I don't know what I want to do here actually. So I was going to take just the plain old writing pen, whatever I did with it. What did I do with it? It was right here. Oh, there it is. It's just under the paper. So I was just going to take this and maybe do some Zentangles on it. And if you don't know a Zentangle, you don't need to. It's just any old doodle. So let's say, gosh, I don't even know what to do. I'll just do one on the side here because I don't even know if I want doodles on here. But I'll make one of them. There, I made one of them. I will follow the same lines just to get them fatter. So if all you have is a pen and you don't have anything to make color, find a magazine page with a picture that you like, or just a plain piece of paper, because black and white is really cool too, and just doodle. There is nothing wrong with this right here. All I did was make a spiral with a stem. And you could make a spiral with a stem too. And you will end up happier than you know in the end. Even if it's a really wonky spiral, like mine right here. So, make a spiral like this. make your lines fatter by going over them a few times. I'm coloring in a little bit of a neck right here. So where the point was, I'm just curved the point and filled it in. I'll do the same thing in the other direction, just to show what I did. In a very different shape. And then this one's gonna go like that. Okay, so there's the point, right where those lines met. I'm gonna go out from the point on one side and curve and out from the point on the other side. So now there's no point there. I'm gonna fill that in. Now I'm gonna do the same thing. Make my lines a little fatter just by repeating them. I think since I started doing this, I'm going to keep doing this. So I do believe I'm going to cover the whole page with this. I'll do a couple more on camera just to show you how I'm going to make that happen. And then I'll do the rest of it off camera so that you don't have to sit and watch me make spiral after spiral. And then this will be all ready for next time when we want to move ahead and use these papers for something. Okay, so I'm going to pretend like I'm following this branch down, finish it off right there, and everywhere these lines meet, I'm going to curve the points. So I'm going to curve right there. I'm going to curve right here. I'm going to curve right here. It already is kind of curved. I mean, calling that a point is a little, it's kind of pushing it a little, but it's kind of a point. Curving every intersection. Okay? And if you don't have a ballpoint pen and you're working with colored pencils, do this with a pencil. Do this with a marker. Or do this with whatever you got. If you didn't do color making like I did on this page, do it on black and white paper. Do it on lined paper. Do it on your junk mail. Do it on whatever. It won't matter. I'm going to, I think I'm going to do one off of this one. There we go. And then I'll have it have a big fat stem that goes into a skinny stem apparently. Whoops, and my paper's still wet, so I ripped it. Nice going, lady. It's okay, I'll fix that spot. I'll fix it, it'll be all right. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to curve this point. I'm going to fatten up all the lines by going over them a few times. What else I'm going to do? I'm going to make some circles in the middle. I just decided I want circles in the middle. And that makes another point too, and I'm going to make that point curved. So it actually ends up being kind of a comma in the middle. There we go. There we go. I like that. Now one of the things I'm going to show before we stop doing this so that we can move on to other things and other ideas quickly is don't forget don't forget to do what I always forget to do. Vary your sizes and starting points. If you'll notice, these are all really similar in size. but it's not very interesting. So make sure that you make some little tiny swirls. Make sure that you make some that cross each other. That's another thing I often forget to do, and now I don't even know how I'm going to do it here because I've log jammed myself already. Okay, we're going to make a little tiny one first. Same process, curve all the points, all the intersections. Where can I cross? So what if I have another one? Gosh, I don't want to do that. Okay, what if I have one that goes like this? Now it's going to go behind here. So I'm going to hit the line. Oops, and I missed. I'm going to hit the line, pick up my pen, and put it back where it would show up on the other side. I'm going to make my circle in the middle. I'm going to curve the point. I'm going to trace over and over the lines to make them fat. If you've noticed that anywhere I miss following the line exactly, I just let it be extra thick in that spot. That's fine, like I did just there. So I'm not over stressing getting this line exact. And then the stem for this one would go about like this, and then about like this. Whoops. There we go. We've got an intersection here that needs to be curved, and here that needs to be curved, here that needs to be curved, here, goodness sake, lots of intersections, here, here. Once all these lines are fattened up, you will barely even notice that I screwed up that corner. If you also made a mistake, don't worry about it. Once you're done, you'll hardly even notice. And once we're all the way done making this journal, no one will ever know if you made a mistake or not. Because it's going to be fabulous. Completely fabulous. Okay, that's enough mark making. Don't forget to do the little ones. Don't forget to intersect, and don't forget to vary the size, which you can see I failed again. That's still about the same size as the other 3 large ones. Goodness sakes me. Okay, let's pull out some pencils. So I'm just going to show you 2 quick things with the colored pencils before we're done for today. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm really into metallic dual tone things because, whoops, hang on, I got a catastrophe happening over here. Oh, shoot. Oh, get off of there. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna have some stuff to fix over there. Okay. So, I'll show you a couple things. And, yeah, I was mentioning I like jewel tones and metallics because the paints I had were jewel tone and metallic, and so are these pencils. So I'm just going to take some of that packing paper. And if you have colored pencils, you might sit and doodle like we just did. You sure can. You might not want to sit and doodle. I recommend scribbling. Well, here, I wasn't going to do this, but let's try this actually. What happens if we just put all of the colors in our hands and get it all nice and even? And make some swirly marks. I'm going to keep doing this because actually this is looking kind of cool, and I'm going to see if we end up using it later. I recommend, highly recommend, that you do stuff like what I just did. What happens if you do the silliest kind of little kid move? What happens? Try stuff. You absolutely never know what you're going to end up with. Now, this is nothing but a bunch of scribbles. I know that. You know that. We can see that. A toddler might have done this. You don't know. What I do know, though, is this has automatically got a lot of layers in it. It's got all these cool colors in it. It's metallics on a really matte packing paper craft thing, right? This is not a useless thing. So I'm going to actually set this aside and see if we end up using it later. If we don't, maybe we'll figure out why or why not it would be used ever. Maybe we'll figure out a way to do it differently, that it would get used, or maybe it's going to get used and we'll figure out that scribbling like a toddler is the coolest thing ever. I'll grab another piece. I'm going to follow the same principle I did with the paint, but I'm going to do this all in stripes just to keep it stupid easy with pencils. So with these pencils, I've got this pink purple, this pink purple. You know what I don't have? I don't have an actual purple, do I? Wow, not cool. I didn't know that. How is that even possible? There is no purple in this box of colored pencils. I do not understand. Wait, there's a purple one right there. Did I lose one? Okay, I'm a little distressed right now. I want to know where my purple colored metallic pencil is. Okay, so there are, that one's kind of purple, right? And this one's kind of, this one's violet to the blue, this one's violet to the red. Oh, geez, that's kind of a stretch, but it's what I got. So we're going to do those two, and then we'll do these two greens, I guess, because those are the colors I kind of have. And this one right here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. I don't know what I did with my pencil sharpener. I hope it's in here. Hold on, I'm reaching. So I thought I was going to be going to the hospital, and I made myself a to-go kit. So I'd have something to do. And sure enough, here's my pencil sharpener. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, this one needs a sharpen quick. Okay, let's see here. So, I'm just going to do lines, right? I'm not going to worry about keeping them too terribly straight, though. But what I am going to do is switch them. So, I'll do this purple here and here. So, very much like the stripes with the paint, right? And then I'll do a green the opposite way. I'm hoping what I kind of end up with here is something flattish. I'm just trying to show you don't have to do anything fancy. And you don't have to trust me right now that this is going to turn out being anything useful. But I think it really will turn out being very useful. So trust the process. Just do scribbles or lines or blobs or swirls or whatever suits your fancy. Other green. Whoops. Come on. Paper, hold still. Oh, this one needs a sharpen too. Hang on one sec. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay. Okay. Now I think I'll do some of that. Oh, I better do some of this purple right here. And then I'll do some of this purple close to the middle stripe. Then I'm going to take my pen. I don't know how this pen is going to work over pencil, but what I want to do is draw in some lines like that, and then I think it would be like this, and then it would be like that again. Well, now I know what the pencil will do to my pen. It will make it quit working. Oh, shoot. I don't think I have a good Micron pen here either. I have a Sharpie, but it doesn't work that great. Oh, well, apparently it wants to be a star today. Okay, so if that goes like that, then this one would go under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Oh, okay, I just threw my pen on the floor. Oh, then this one would line up right here, wouldn't it? Like that. And then like that. So I made kind of a plaid. And let me get my pen that's laying hi there. Get my pen that's lying on the floor. Let's see here. Do I have any other color that would go on here neato? Not really. Not really. Maybe I'm going to take this brownish orangey kind of color. Doing some of the rectangles. Alright, this is all I'm going to do for today. next time we meet, I will have a couple more things done with making color. I hope that you continue to play with your making color and patterns and what have you on different pieces that you've gathered for this junk journal. And I'll show you what we're going to do with all these decorative pieces we're making. Let me see here. Also, if you didn't have anything at all in your house that would make colors, go ahead and make some more, or find some more of that leftover coffee or tea, right? And let it sit. Or heat it till it reduces so it gets thick. And use that as a paint and do it completely in neutrals. Or decorating completely in brown neutral colors. And you'll be fine. You'll have stuff to work with. And it would look, it'll look totally cool. I swear. I promise. Okay, so there's what I ended up with. I ended up with this metallic Mod Podge, or Hodgepodge, and this metallic in the purples, and this metallic in the blue purples. I ended up with a sheet of plaid, and where'd it go? Where'd it go? You know, you'd think sitting in one spot and not moving from that spot would mean you can't lose things. But I am a professional at misplacing objects. I haven't moved from this chair. I mean, we're right here together. And I haven't moved, and I can't find the scribble page. Yeah, it's not, I don't, well, whatever. We'll probably run into it. So this was one where I just pulled off extra water. So it's got, you know, a lot of metallic spots going on. This is the one I pulled it off of. So you can still see a lot of that book page back there, but not as much. I mean, the book selling stuff. We have a watercolor paper with the beginnings of some blarg doodle stuff on it, and I'm gonna do some more of this till it fills up this whole thing. Something is happening that I really like is this, the watercolor paint is pulling in the ink when it's wet, and it's coming to the surface, and it's really toning down the black and pulling it into the picture. Love that. Love it, love it. I didn't know that would happen. I did not know that was a thing. We have the green page. I may or may not do a doodle on. Oh, look at me. So many colors. Oh. We have the contrasting colors sheet. We have the neutrals sheet. Whoops. We have a craft paper pull-off metallic swatches and a very wet still envelope. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. Paint and layers of watercolor, and poor thing. It'll dry someday. It'll dry someday. It's fine. What I can't find though is the page of scribbles. Where is the page of scribbles? Did I don't understand it at all. Okay, this is bizarre. I'm looking somewhere. We have a page of scribbles. I don't even know what else to say. We have a page of scribbles somewhere that are very they're very silly and juvenile, and I'm telling you, we might end up with a fabulous thing. I found it. Ta-da! Scribbles. That's what we did today. That's a lot of material for working on our little journal. See you next time. Bye.